What if the one moment you were running from ended up trapping you with the one person who would change everything? Astra White had mastered control. Control over boardrooms, billion-dollar negotiations, headlines that called her ruthless instead of brilliant. Control over her schedule, her image, her emotions. But none of that mattered when the elevator doors began sliding shut and panic cracked through her chest. Wait, hold it. Before we continue, please tell us, where in the world are you tunning in form? We love seeing how far our stories travel. We love you to subscribe our channel for more interesting single dad stories. Her voice echoed sharper than she intended. A hand shot out, stopping the doors at the last second. Astra slipped inside, heels clicking, pulse racing. She didn't look at the man beside her. She didn't have time for small talk. She stabbed the button for the 6th floor and exhaled like she'd just outrun something dangerous. "Thanks," she muttered. "No worries." The elevator started up. Then boom, a violent shudder, lights flickered. The car lurched and froze mid-shaft with a metallic groan. Astra's stomach dropped. "You've got to be kidding me." She slammed the emergency button. A distant voice crackled back, calm and useless. "Maintenance is aware. Estimated wait time. 25 to 30 minutes. 30 minutes? Astra scoffed, pacing. Her phone showed 0 bars. Perfect, just perfect. The man beside her leaned back against the wall like this was no big deal. Mid-30s, broad shoulders. Tired eyes, the kind of calm that irritated her. "Could be worse," he said. She shot him a look. "How?" he shrugged. "Could be stuck with someone who panics or someone who won't shut up." He pulled a small tin from his pocket. "Or someone without mints." Against her will, her lips twitched. Silence settled, but it didn't feel empty. Astra checked her watch again. Her fingers trembled. "I'm supposed to be here scouting this venue," she blurted suddenly. The words spilled like a dam breaking. "There's a wedding this weekend. My ex's. Same hotel we were supposed to get married in. He's marrying the woman he cheated on me with, my former best friend." The man blinked. "Yikes, and my mother RSVP'd for me," Astra continued, bitterness sharp. "So now I have to show up, alone, let everyone whisper about how I failed, how I lost him." She stopped herself, embarrassed. "Sorry, trauma dump. You're a stranger." "Sometimes strangers are safer," he said quietly. "No baggage." She really looked at him then, warm eyes, worn kindness, not flashy, real. The insane thought hit her fully formed. "I need a fake boyfriend." His eyebrows shot up. "For Saturday," she rushed on. "Just one day, hold my hand, look like I've moved on. After that, we disappear from each other's lives." She laughed hollowly. "I run a company. And here I am begging a stranger in a broken elevator." He studied her, then glanced at his phone lock screen, a little girl with messy curls and paint on her face. "What time?" he asked. Astra froze. "You're serious." "Name's Derek," he said. "Single dad, and yeah, I'm in." The elevator jolted back to life. As the doors opened, Astra felt it, like the universe had just shoved her onto a path she couldn't see yet. Because this wasn't just a favor. This was the beginning of something messy and real. But here's the thing, Derek wasn't just a stranger with a kind heart. He was carrying secrets of his own, and agreeing to this fake relationship was about to put everything he loved at risk. Derek didn't tell Astra the truth right away. Not about the knot tightening in his chest the second the elevator doors closed behind him. Not about how saying yes felt reckless as hell and weirdly right. Saturday. He stared at the word glowing on his phone later that night, sitting on the edge of a hotel bed that felt way too big for one person. His daughter's face filled the lock screen. Luna, 7 years old, wild curls, big opinions, bigger heart. "Smooth move, Reed," he muttered to himself. "Agreeing to play fake boyfriend for a powerful stranger." His phone buzzed. "ASTRA, still can't believe you said yes. I swear I'm not usually this unhinged. Derek snorted. "Derek, relax. I've agreed to worse. What do I need to know?" 3 dots appeared, disappeared, then, ASTRA, coffee tomorrow. We should probably get our story straight. He hesitated. He had a panel in the morning, calls stacked back to back. But something about backing out now felt wrong. DEREK, 11:30, cafe across from the hotel. The cafe was one of those low-key spots that smelled like burnt espresso and second chances. Derek got there early, ordered black coffee, and scrolled through photos his mom had sent. Luna in pigtails, Luna covered in flour, Luna holding a crooked drawing that said, "I love you, Daddy." His chest tightened. This was the line he didn't cross. He didn't bring chaos into her life, didn't get attached, didn't play pretend. Then Astra walked in. No heels, no power suit, just jeans, a soft sweater, hair pulled back, still confident but quieter, human. "Hey," she said, sliding into the seat across from him. "Hey," awkward silence. "So," she said finally, forcing a smile, "I should warn you, my ex is a lot." Derek raised an eyebrow. "Define a lot." "Rich, charming, cruel in a way that sneaks up on you." She took a breath. "And his bride, my former best friend." "Oof. Yeah, nuclear level oof." She told him everything, the affair, the invitation, her mother's disappointment. The whispers she already imagined crawling across the room. "I don't actually need you to fight anyone," she added quickly. "Just stand there, look like I'm okay." Derek nodded slowly. "You are okay," she laughed, sharp and disbelieving. "You don't know me." "Maybe not," he said, "but broken recognizes broken." Her eyes flicked to his phone when it lit up. "Your kid?" she asked softly. "My whole world," he said without thinking, then stiffened. "Her name's Luna." Astra smiled, not polite, real. "She's lucky." They built their fake story like criminals planning a heist. 2 months together, met at a conference. No social media overlap, just enough detail to sell it. "How did we meet?" she asked. Derek smirked. "Elevator," she laughed. "That's insane." "Exactly why it works." When they stood to leave, something lingered in the air, not romance. Not yet, possibility. Saturday came fast. Derek stared at his reflection, adjusting his suit. He hadn't worn it since his friend's wedding, the one where everyone asked when he'd start dating again. His phone buzzed. "ASTRA, I'm in the lobby." Officially freaking out. "DEREK, on my way, blue suit, trying not to look like a rental date." When he saw her, his breath caught, emerald dress, steady spine, fear hiding behind determination. "You clean up nice," she said. "So do you," he replied. He offered his arm. "Ready?" "Nope," she said, gripping him anyway. "Let's do it." As they walked toward the ceremony, Derek felt it clearly now. This wasn't pretend anymore. And the real danger wasn't her ex. It was how fast he was starting to care. Because the moment Derek locked eyes with the groom, he realized this wedding wasn't just Astra's battlefield. It was about to become his too. The music swelled, soft and expensive, the kind designed to make people believe in forever. Derek didn't. He believed in effort, in showing up, in staying when it got uncomfortable. Forever was just a word people used before things went sideways. As Astra and Derek slid into their seats, 4th row, center aisle, the air shifted. Whispers, side glances, the kind of curiosity that pretended to be politeness. "You okay?" Derek murmured. Astra nodded without looking at him. "Totally, rock solid." Her fingers were shaking. Then the groom turned. Preston Langford looked exactly like the kind of man who had never paid a real price for his mistakes. Perfectly tailored tux, easy smile, the confidence of someone who always landed on his feet, no matter who got pushed under the bus. His eyes landed on Astra, surprise flashed, then annoyance. Then when he noticed Derek, dismissive amusement. Derek felt Astra stiffen beside him. "Breathe," he whispered. "I've got you." She squeezed his hand like it was the only solid thing in the room. The bride appeared, Amanda, radiant, calm. Triumphant, the woman who used to braid Astra's hair, the woman who helped pick her wedding dress, the woman who smiled now like history had been rewritten in her favor. Derek's jaw tightened. This wasn't awkward, it was brutal. When the vows began, Astra sat perfectly still, chin high, smile locked in place. Derek watched her out of the corner of his eye, the way her throat worked when emotion threatened to break through. He leaned closer. "You don't owe anyone perfection," she exhaled slowly. "I owe myself dignity." The ceremony ended to applause, and that's when the real show started. The reception buzzed like a hive. "Astra, we didn't think you'd come. You look amazing." "And who is this?" Derek smiled on cue, hand at her back, calm, steady. "Derek," he said easily. "Lucky guy." "How did you two meet?" someone asked. "Elevator," he replied, laughter. "Oh my God, that's adorable." It worked until it didn't. Preston approached with a champagne glass, and that smug grin Derek wanted to wipe clean off his face. "Astra," Preston said smoothly. "Didn't expect to see you." "That makes one of us," she replied coolly. His eyes flicked to Derek. "And you are her boyfriend," Derek said. "You must be the groom." Amanda joined them, smile tight. "It's so mature of you to come, Astra." That word, mature, Astra's grip tightened. "You invited me," she said evenly. "I assumed you wanted honesty." Amanda's smile faltered. Preston stepped in. "Let's not make a scene." Derek felt it then, the familiar instinct. The one that kicked in when someone tried to control the narrative at someone else's expense. "Funny," Derek said calmly. "I thought scenes only happen when people are hiding something." Preston's jaw flexed. "This is my wedding." "And she's my girlfriend," Derek replied. "So watch your tone." Silence rippled, eyes turned, Astra straightened. "You don't get to rewrite what you did," she said, voice steady and sharp. "You betrayed me, both of you, and I survived it." Amanda's face went pale. Preston scoffed. "You're really going to do this now?" "Yes," Astra said. "Because I'm done pretending it didn't hurt." For a second, Derek thought Preston might explode. Instead, he smiled. The kind that promised consequences. "Enjoy the party," Preston said coldly. "It won't last." As he walked away, Astra's knees nearly buckled. Derek caught her. "You were incredible," he said. She looked up at him, eyes glassy. "I couldn't have done that without you." And that's when it hit him. This wasn't fake anymore. But Derek had no idea that Preston's quiet threat wasn't empty. Because before the night was over, someone was about to expose a truth that could shatter everything. Derek should have known better than to believe the worst was over. The night had that charged feeling, like the air itself was holding a secret. He and Astra stood on the balcony, city lights spilling below them, pretending the music behind the glass doors wasn't buzzing with gossip. Astra leaned against the railing, arms crossed, trying to steady herself. "You okay?" Derek asked. She nodded, then shook her head. "I will be, just give me a second." He gave her space but didn't move far. That was the thing, being there without crowding. Something grief had taught him the hard way. Inside, the DJ's voice boomed. "Let's raise a glass to love, loyalty, and new beginnings." Derek's jaw tightened. Moments later, his phone buzzed. "Unknown number, did Astra tell you who she really is?" His stomach dropped. Before he could reply, another message came through. "Unknown number, ask her about the lawsuit. Ask her about why her last company folded." Derek looked up sharply. Across the room, Preston stood near the bar, watching them. Smiling, Astra noticed Derek's expression. "What's wrong?" He hesitated. The instinct to shield kicked in hard, but secrets were landmines. "Someone just texted me," he said carefully. "About you." Her face went still. "Let me guess," she said quietly. "Preston." She took a breath, shoulders squaring. "I should have told you earlier." They slipped into a quiet hallway lined with framed wedding photos, smiling couples frozen mid-promise. 5 years ago, Astra began, voice low, I ran a startup smaller than my current company. I trusted the wrong investors. When things went bad, they blamed me. Derek listened. There was a lawsuit, she continued. Baseless, ugly. I won eventually, but the press didn't care about that. They cared about the headline, CEO accused. She laughed bitterly. That's when I learned control wasn't optional, it was survival. Derek exhaled slowly. You didn't lie to me. I didn't tell you either, she said, and Preston knows he always saves ammunition. As if summoned, Amanda appeared at the end of the hall. Astra, she said softly, can we talk? Just us, Derek stiffened, but Astra lifted her chin. No, say it here, Amanda swallowed. People are saying things that you're here for attention, that Derek doesn't know the real you. Derek stepped forward. I know enough. Amanda's eyes flicked to him. Do you? She destroys things when she loses control. Astra's voice didn't shake. Funny, you destroyed a friendship without losing a wink of sleep. Amanda flinched. You think you won, Astra continued. But you're living in the past, I'm not. Silence stretched. Then Amanda turned and walked away. Astra's composure cracked the moment she was gone. I hate that this still affects me, she whispered. Derek took her hands. It affects you because it mattered. That doesn't make you weak. She looked at him like she was seeing him clearly for the first time. Why are you still here? She asked. He didn't dodge it. Because walking away would be the easy thing, he said, and because I promised I'd stand beside you, for real. The night ended without another confrontation, but the damage was done. As Derek rode the elevator alone later, his phone lit up again. Preston, you don't belong in her world. Walk away before you get hurt. Derek stared at the message, then thought of Luna, of Astra's shaking hands, of promises. He typed back, Derek, not happening. But Derek had no idea that standing his ground would cost him more than he imagined. Because the next morning, Luna would ask a question that forced him to choose between love and fatherhood. The question came the next morning, soft and unsuspecting, exactly the kind that wrecked you. Daddy, do you like her more than me? Derek froze mid-step, one shoe still in his hand. Luna sat on the edge of the couch, legs swinging, cereal forgotten on the table. Her eyes weren't accusing, they were scared. No, Bug, he said quickly, kneeling in front of her. Never, not even close. She nodded, but the doubt didn't leave. You've been smiling at your phone a lot, she said, and you missed library night. Guilt slammed into him. Library night was sacred. I messed up, Derek admitted, and that's on me, not her. Luna chewed her lip. Is she going to leave like Mom did? The words knocked the air out of him. I don't know, he said honestly, but I know this, I'm not going anywhere, ever. She leaned into him, small arms tight. Promise, I swear it. But promises were heavy things. Derek canceled lunch with Astra, then dinner, then didn't return her call until midnight. I'm just overwhelmed, he said into the phone, voice tired. Luna needs me right now. Astra swallowed the sting. I understand. And she did. That didn't make it hurt less. Days passed, then a week. Astra buried herself in work, late meetings, early mornings. Anything to avoid the silence where Derek used to be. She told herself this was fine, that this was what she was good at, control, momentum, progress. But every quiet elevator made her chest tighten. The art show invite sat unopened on Derek's counter. Luna Reed, third grade, he stared at it longer than he should have. When the day came, he stood in the crowded school gym, clapping as parents snapped photos. Luna's painting, a family of dinosaurs holding hands, hung front and center. She kept looking at the door. Is Astra coming? A teacher asked casually. Derek's chest tightened. She's busy. The door opened. Astra stepped inside, no heels. No armor, just her. Luna saw her and bolted. You came, she shouted, throwing her arms around Astra. Astra knelt instantly. I wouldn't miss this. Luna beamed, then hesitated. Are you mad at my dad? Astra's throat tightened. She glanced up at Derek. No, she said gently. Your dad's trying his best, just like you. Luna considered that, then nodded. The three of them stood there, awkward and fragile and honest. Later, over ice cream, Luna licked chocolate from her spoon and asked the question neither adult was ready for. Are you still my almost family? Derek held his breath. Astra smiled softly. If you'll have me. Luna grinned. Good. Derek met Astra's eyes. This wasn't over. But just as Derek thought he could balance love and fatherhood, life was about to throw one more test his way, one that would demand a choice he might not survive. The call came at 2:17 a.m. Derek woke to his phone vibrating against the nightstand, panic already crawling up his spine before he even saw the number. School. He sat up too fast. Hello, Mr. Reed, this is the emergency line. Luna had an asthma episode during the overnight field trip. She's stable, but we took her to St. Mary's to be safe. The room spun. I'm on my way, Derek said, already pulling on jeans with shaking hands. He grabbed his keys, then froze. He couldn't drive. His hands were trembling too badly, and without thinking, without planning, he called the one person he trusted. Astra, she answered on the second ring. Derek, something's wrong, he said, voice breaking. It's Luna, she's okay, but I need help. I'm coming, Astra said instantly. Send me the address. The hospital smelled like disinfectant and old fear. Luna lay in the bed, pale but smiling weakly when she saw them. Hey, Bug, Derek whispered, gripping her hand like it was an anchor. You scared me. Sorry, she said. I tried to be brave. Astra stood back at first, unsure of her place. Then Luna reached out. Astag, can you stay? Astra didn't look at Derek, she just nodded. Of course. Hours passed in quiet beeps and whispered conversations. Doctors reassured them it was mild, preventable, manageable, but the fear didn't leave. It never did. At dawn, Derek finally stepped into the hallway, shoulders slumped. I can't lose her, he said, voice hollow. I already lost one person I loved. I can't. Astra took his hands. You're not going to, she said firmly, and you don't have to do this alone. He shook his head. You didn't sign up for hospital nights and panic attacks. I didn't sign up for love either, she said quietly. But here we are. That stopped him. For the first time, he let himself lean into her, just for a second. Later that morning, Luna slept peacefully. Derek watched Astra talk gently with the nurse, asking questions, taking notes like this mattered. Like they mattered. That's when it hit him. This wasn't about choosing between love and fatherhood. This was about letting them coexist. Outside the hospital, sunlight spilled across the sidewalk. Derek turned to Astra. I'm scared, he admitted. Every time I get close to happiness, I feel like something bad is waiting. Astra smiled softly. That's not doom, that's love. It always comes with risk. He exhaled. Stay, he said, not a command, a plea. She didn't hesitate. I'm not going anywhere. But just when Derek finally believed they could be a real family, Astra's past came knocking, this time with consequences that could tear them apart for good. The email hit Astra's inbox before sunrise. Subject: Board review, immediate attention required. She stared at it while standing in Derek's kitchen, coffee cooling untouched in her hand. The quiet felt fragile. Luna was still asleep. Derek was in the shower. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number, she didn't need to guess. Preston told you this wouldn't last. Check the news. Astra's jaw clenched as she opened her laptop. There it was. A fresh headline, slick, vague, devastating. CEO's past legal issues resurface amid questions of judgment. Her chest tightened. Same old story, same half-truths, same attempt to paint her as reckless instead of resilient. The board wanted answers. Investors wanted reassurance, and suddenly the life she'd started to believe in felt like it was standing on quicksand. Derek found her an hour later, sitting at the table, eyes distant. "What happened?" he asked. She slid the laptop toward him. He read the headline once, then again. "This isn't new," he said. "It doesn't matter," Astra replied quietly. "It's loud." She stood. "They're asking me to step back temporarily, PR move. Clean image." Derek's stomach dropped. "What does that mean?" "It means moving, travel, damage control." "And us?" The question hung heavy. She didn't answer right away. "I won't ask you to choose," she said finally. "You've already made your priorities clear. Luna comes first." "And you?" he asked. "Where do you fall?" She met his eyes. "I don't know if there's room for me." Luna found them sitting in silence. "Are you fighting?" she asked bluntly. "No," Derek said. "We're talking." Luna nodded, then climbed onto a chair. "Talking looks sad," Astra smiled weakly. "Sometimes it is." Luna thought for a moment. "When my dad is sad, I give him a hug. It usually helps." She wrapped her arms around Astra's waist. Something in Astra broke open. That afternoon, Astra packed a small bag. "I just need time," she said at the door, "to handle this without hurting you or her." Derek's voice was tight. "Running won't fix it." "I know," she said, "but staying might break it." She knelt in front of Luna. "You be brave for me, okay?" Luna frowned. "Are you coming back?" Astra swallowed. "I hope so." That word, hope, 3 days passed, then 4. Derek watched Luna draw pictures that now had an empty space where Astra used to stand. On the 5th day, Derek made a decision. He packed Luna into the car. "Where are we going?" she asked. "To fight for our family," he said, because Derek wasn't about to let fear or the past decide their future. And the next move he made would change everything. Astra didn't expect to see Derek's car in the hotel parking lot. She was halfway through rehearsing another polished explanation for the board when the knock came. Firm, certain, her heart knew before her mind did. When she opened the door, Derek stood there, rumpled jacket, determined eyes, and Luna beside him, clutching a folded piece of paper. "You left," Derek said quietly. "So we followed." Astra's breath caught. "Derek, you shouldn't." Luna stepped forward. "You forgot this." She handed Astra the paper. It was a drawing, 3 dinosaurs, holding hands. One was labeled Dad, one me. The third said Asta. Astra broke. She dropped to her knees, pulling Luna into her arms, tears spilling freely for the first time in years. "I didn't leave because of you," she whispered. "I left because I was scared." "I get scared too," Luna said seriously. "But my dad says scared doesn't mean stop." Derek knelt beside them. "You don't have to be perfect," he said. "You just have to stay." That afternoon, Astra walked into the boardroom without armor. No deflection, no spin, just truth. "Yes," she said steadily. "I failed once. I trusted the wrong people. I learned. I built something stronger. If that makes me a liability, then say it to my face." Silence. Then applause. They didn't ask her to step down. They asked her to lead. Weeks later, the park glowed gold in the late afternoon sun. Derek's hands shook as he took Astra's. "Everything real in my life started when an elevator broke," he said. "I'm done pretending. I want this. I want you. I want us." Luna flipped over her poster board. "Will you be our family?" Derek dropped to one knee. "Will you marry me?" Astra laughed through tears. "Yes, always yes." Luna squealed, tackling them both. Later, as the sun dipped low, Luna looked up thoughtfully. "So, can I call you Mom?" Astra glanced at Derek. "If that feels right to you," Astra said softly. Luna smiled. "It does." Derek pulled them both close. Home wasn't a place. It was a choice, and they chose each other. Sometimes love doesn't start perfectly. Sometimes it starts in a broken elevator with a single dad who shows up and a woman brave enough to stay. If this story moved you, subscribe to the Single Dad Stories for more real, emotional journeys about love, loss, and second chances. Because everyone deserves someone in their corner. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe and return to our channel for more life-changing, emotional, and heartwarming stories.